are going to be talking about JavaScript variable. And I'll be telling us what JavaScript variable is. Variable. Okay. That's what we'll be talking about today. JavaScript variables. Okay. All right. What are variables? In any programming language, variables are just concepts that we need to understand as regarding any programming language. There are important concepts that we need to have better understanding to enable us to, get in-depth knowledge of the programming language itself. So today we'll be looking at JavaScript variables. And I would like to tell us that JavaScript variables can be symbolized to be like a box where we have our values that we are going to be using later saved. We can, just like a box, a named box where we have the values, the data that we will be using later to carry out some operations, to carry out some functions in our code, So we should just have that idea, that visualized idea that variables can be symbolized to be like a box holding values. And there are so many concepts as regarding JavaScript variables. There are so many concepts in it. The concept of hoisting, the concept of declaring the variable, the concept of assigning variable scope, so many other concepts as regarding JavaScript variable. But today we'll just be looking at two concepts: declaring and assigning. Declaring a variable and assigning a variable. So now, how do we declare variables in JavaScript? Variables are declared in three different ways, using JavaScript keywords such as var or let or const. These are the three keywords that we use to declare a variable. These are the three keywords that we use to declare a variable. So now, as I said, that variables are just like a named box. So let's declare a variable now using var. Var is the first way of declaring variable. It's the first way of declaring variable, and declaring a variable with var makes it to be function scope. I told you that there are so many concepts in JavaScript variable, which I told you that variable scope. So we would be discussing about that later on in the course. I'll be teaching about that later on, but not now. So when you declare a variable using var, it is known to be a variable that is function scoped. And declaring a variable using let or const is regarded to be a variable that is block scoped. It can only function, it can only operate within the block scope. But var variable can be hosted, it can be known to be a global variable. So I would be discussing about all those concept later on. So now let's declare our variable. We declare our variable by using, first of all, let's use var, and we should have a name given to our variable. Let's say maybe number, and the variable will be holding a number. So now I've declared the variable. Let's declare another variable using let. Let's maybe purchase. Yeah, purchase. Let's declare another variable using const. Let driving. Yeah. Const driving. Now all these variables are declared, but they are not assigned. If you look at the last one, the const variable, you will see that the color is different compared to the one declared with var and the one declared with let. Because why? Const variables are variables that after declaring them, you can't change them. They are constant. They remain constant. That is why the keyword in declaring them is const, because they are constant. So now let me go to assigning. Now I have to assign this by using equals to sign. That's the way you assign a variable. Then I can say maybe I can assign a value to this, and let's just say I assign 1, meaning this driving is holding a value of 1. The driving variable is holding a value of 1. Okay, so now let's also come here. Looking at the var, it has been declared already, and looking at the let, the purchase variable, it has been declared, but it has not, it have not been assigned yet. So now let's assign a value to it. In assigning a value to a variable declared with let, in reassigning a value to it, you don't need to use the keyword again, let. So now I can say, let's assign maybe a string variable to it. Let's say maybe name of a ShopRite. We assign a string. This is a string. This is a string. Those are data types. I'll be discussing about that later. Okay, let's also come to the var. Let's assign, I said it's a number. Okay, let's assign maybe 10 to the variable. You can see. So this is what I'm going to explain today as regarding variable. As I said earlier, that variable can be said or can be symbolized to be like a box holding a value that can be used later. So now, if I want to call this variable, I want to use it, or I want to use the value stored in this variable, let me just console log it in my console. Let me console log it, then let's console log purchase and see what. Okay, now we have it consoled in our console. Okay, let's also console log our var variable. Save. We have it there, 10. And let's also console log our const variable. driving. Let's see what's going to. You see, we have it to be 1. So that's all I'll be teaching as regarding variable. But there are other concepts, as I said, that are in line with variable, which I'll also be explaining, that such as the data types, scope, hoisting, and every other thing related to the understanding of variable. I'll be bringing it to us here on this channel. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification button as well, so whenever I post, you would get the notification. Thank you.